What's going on, guys? How you doing today? It's Roleplayer earning the monetization. Guys, today I have a huge update for you. And basically the news are that I'm becoming a full-time streamer on the 1st of June, so it's basically in 2 weeks. Full-time streaming, guys, full-time streaming. I had this project in my thoughts for the last, maybe a year, I guess. First I thought it's almost impossible, and then I started calculating things and thinking more and looking what others are doing and looking at what things are shaping up on my side. I realized that I think that the June 1st would be the ideal time to start streaming full-time and see what happens. Basically, the Necromancer is coming out, the Fall of the Oriath is going into the beta phase, and the Legacy League will be extended, by the way. So I think this, it's also summertime, it's also summer, so basically this is like the best time for me to start streaming. I think I've had a very little vacation this year as well. And basically the situation is in my life is it's like now or never, absolutely. And guess what, guys, there's many problems with this. First of all, this is the absolute the riskiest situation and endeavor I'm ever had in my life, and basically I'm just diving into fucking abyss, into nothing. Now, I have a small audience with me, but will I be able to sustain myself just with streaming and the Patreons and YouTubes? I have literally no idea. There's a lot of problems here. The first problem is that I don't live with mom in the basement, and I'm paying rent for the apartment that we live in with my girlfriend, and that's a fucking ton of money. And living in Russia is ridiculously expensive most of the time, and it's also one of the problems that when I decided to quit my job, really, because there's no reason. Like, the job is not getting any better. I don't have any kind of promotion for the last 5 years. So what's the fucking point of me to sit there and keep doing what I'm doing? I mean, there's no difference if I sit at home and do what I do and then sit there, except the money. On my job I earn money, and here when I sit at home I earn nothing. I just, fucking waste money. So this will be the biggest problem. One different situation is when you are like 15 or 20 years old, living with mom, and basically you don't need to pay for anything, and you do not buy food, you do not pay rent, you just living with your parents. And another situation is when you are 34 years old like me, and basically you have fuck, I forgot this word. Yeah, basically you have no responsibilities. This is it, responsibilities. I have to support my family, which is kind of old, is 60+ years old. I have to support my girlfriend because she's not earning much as well, and she also wants to change her job in July, so we both will be broke. And so I have no idea what will happen, literally. Like, will I be able to sustain myself? I have some cash saved, but it won't be for long. Like, it'll all depend on what I can do with streaming. And the thing that motivates me is, there's a people there, like, all Kaiser and Queen, that I really enjoy, and these guys can plenty of Path of Exile streamers that can absolutely sustain themselves through streaming. it's kind of cool. And when I started, doing this YouTube Diablo videos, I really had no intention like to become a full-time streamer. I actually wanted just to do the videos that I like, and to have fun, and to share my knowledge with other people, because I'm very experienced Diablo player, and very experienced in general in all kind of role-playing games. I've been playing for over 20 years. But the more I played, the more I got depressed on my current job, and the more I saw like how these fucking guys, they sit there and they basically, have fun, they share the knowledge, and they also, they also sustain themselves. But how the fuck is it possible? And that's cool. We all want to sit behind the monitor or play video games and earn money, but it's not possible for everyone. Let's be, realistic here. Some people can do it, some people can't do it, and they go broke, and they have to go work, find a job, and all kind of things. And another thing that stopped me is because I really, hate all the donation shit. Like, really, I don't generally hate this, but I never understood why people really send money to the guys who just play and sit video games. That was until I found out, people like Ziggy D from Path of Exile, who actually, and the multiple other guys like the Matil, the lifting nerd, who actually created fucking tons of guides, and there's so much time invested in these videos, and it's kind of they give a lot of knowledge, and they spend a lot of time, editing all this shit. And the Riker also spent an enormous time on his videos. And even though I don't really like Riker a lot, because he doesn't really play the game, he's just more of an entertainer. But it's a lot of work, and the good video is a fucking ton of work, guys. It's just fucking enormous time span and effort. And so basically I always wanted to support the streamers and the people who share some knowledge, who do builds, who explore the games, and not just sit and play on their ass for 15 hours a day because they live with a mom. I never wanted to support that kids, but the people who actually bring knowledge, share knowledge, explore the games, create builds, who are creators. I always wanted to support the content creators, and I always consider myself also a content creator, because just sitting and playing the video game is not interesting for me. I know I did this like 15-20 years ago when I was 15 years old. But even back then, I was more of an explorer. I explored the games, I wrote the guides, I wrote the reviews, I drawn the maps of the dungeons and all that shit, Just running through the game was never enough for me. So I really hope I can succeed in my endeavor, and I really hope you guys will help me with this, because this is kind of a dream. And when I started watching Twitch, I thought it's kind of bullshit that people sustain themselves through twitching and all this streaming and all this bullshit. But then I saw Al Kaiser and Queen and realized that this is happening. This is happening already. And it was back in the day, it was impossible for me, but I kind of wanted to gather knowledge from all sides of this, and then do this in a proper way. And the understanding that I have 3,000 subs on YouTube, and the sole understanding that if each of these people will support me like with $1, I will be able to sustain myself and live the dream and provide all the numerous content that I have in my mind. This is the positive thing. This is gets me enthusiastic and allows me to push forward. No, I'm not doing this because of money. No, this money was never the case. But the problem is now this will be like the case, and it's like diving in the abyss, you know, jumping off a cliff and trying to survive. So this is very, very risky situation for me. And one situation is when you're, like I said, when you're 20 years old and do not really need to support yourself, and one different situation when you're 34 years old. It's like another level of stupidity that you need to jump into this streaming shit, which is kind of, you know, for the very, very young people. And I really admire Wolf Cry here, because now he is much, you know, older than me. He has 3 kids, and it's just ridiculous amount of responsibility, much more than I have personally. And he is still finding time to do YouTube videos. He still finds time streaming to do what he loves the most, and I fully support him. You know, it's never too old to you know, enjoy video games, to play video games, and to try to live a dream. No, there is one good proverb here: if you are too old to rock and roll, then you are. And this is it, guys. I want to end it here. So starting from 1st June, you will see me on stream constantly every day on my working days for many hours, and I will be streaming both Diablo 3, Path of Exile. I will also play plenty of other games that I missed for the last years, like The Witcher, Fallout 4, Resident Evil 7, and Undertale, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and all of this. The Elder Scrolls Online also, I haven't even touched this, and I haven't bought like 2 years ago. Grim Dawn also, I barely touched this, and I know it's a great game. So guys, this is happening, and I really, hope to see you all on stream, and to see you all on my YouTube streaming and Twitch streaming. And as the last thing, I would like to thank you all for your continuous support for the last almost 2 years. It's it's not 2 years, yeah, it's a year, it's almost a year, a full year when I started doing YouTube. Last, I think it was the 30th of May when I uploaded my first YouTube video, and it's over a year that I'm doing YouTube videos. There's 200 of YouTube videos, guys, 200 plus, and it's crazy. And thank you all for my subscribers. Additional thank you for my Patreon supporters. You guys are fucking insane people, and I absolutely value all of you. And also I would like to thank a lot my Twitch followers. You guys are following me, and even if though I had no really time to do streaming, but now everything will pay off. You will see me very often, on a daily basis, and it will be a ton of fun. Trust me, the fun just begins. The fun just begins, guys. Thank you very much.